Once upon a time, in a far-off land, old Geppetto's workshop was filled with the scent of wood shavings and the ticking of ancient clocks. His fingers, guided by a love that knew no bounds, deftly carved into a piece of wood. He created a puppet and dreamed it could be his son. He named the puppet Pinocchio and whispered to it, "If you could come to life, I would be the happiest father in the world." That night, a mysterious fairy appeared under the moonlight, her robe sparkling with starlight. She whispered to Pinocchio, "Little puppet, you will have the chance to become a real boy, but you must prove your bravery, honesty, and selflessness." Pinocchio's eyes suddenly sparkled, and to his amazement, he found he could move and speak. He leapt up, his heart brimming with excitement and determination, and said to the fairy, "Thank you, fairy. I will be the best boy." But Pinocchio soon discovered that being a good boy was not easy. He encountered a group of talking animals that mocked his wooden body. A cunning fox said, "Hey, wooden boy, come with us, we know how to become rich." Pinocchio hesitated but ultimately decided to follow them. They took him to a lazy island, where children could play all day without learning or working. Pinocchio was initially happy, but he soon found that the children there turned into donkeys. A wave of terror washed over him, and he whispered to his shadow, "I don't want to become a donkey. I want to go home." During his adventure, Pinocchio discovered the conspiracy behind Lazy Island. The island was controlled by an evil spider named Arachne, who used magic to turn playful children into donkeys to build its vast web. The spider was a greedy creature with eyes like shining obsidian, and its web trapped the entire island like a cage. Pinocchio stealthily entered the spider's lair on a moonlit night. The lair was filled with a sinister atmosphere and the cries of donkeys. He saw Arachne, the giant spider, sitting on its throne, surrounded by its web, and the children turned into donkeys. Arachne sneered, "Oh, another little boy. Are you ready to become my new slave?" Pinocchio bravely replied, "I won't let you continue this. I will free these children." Arachne let out a terrible laugh, and its 8 legs made a screeching sound on the stone floor. It lunged at Pinocchio, ready to bite him with its venomous fangs. But Pinocchio cleverly took out a mirror from his pocket. When the spider saw its reflection in the mirror, it was frightened by its image and stopped the attack. Pinocchio seized the opportunity and said to the spider, "Look at yourself, Arachne. Your heart is as dark as your appearance. But it doesn't have to be this way. You can choose to change." Pinocchio's words moved Arachne, and they began to reflect on its actions. Eventually, it released all the children and helped Pinocchio return them to their original forms. From then on, Arachne was no longer an evil spider but became the island's guardian, protecting every life. Pinocchio's wisdom and kindness overcame evil, and he not only saved the children but also helped a lost soul find the path to redemption. In Pinocchio's adventure, the most dangerous moment he arrived. Geppetto's father was imprisoned by an evil sorcerer in a gloomy castle. The castle walls were made of black stone and covered with thorny vines. Dark clouds enveloped the castle, and thunder rumbled as if nature warned Pinocchio of the impending danger. Pinocchio stood before the castle's gate, took a deep breath, and shouted, "Evil sorcerer, release my father." Like a whisper from another world, the sorcerer's voice came from the castle's highest tower. "Oh, wooden boy, do you think you can save him? Come on, if you dare." Pinocchio rushed into the castle, his heart pounding like a drum. He passed through one dark corridor after another, each step echoing his own. Finally, he reached the sorcerer's throne room. The sorcerer sat on a bone throne, his eyes like 2 burning coals. The sorcerer mocked, "You're too late, wooden boy. Your father will forever be my prisoner." Pinocchio bravely replied, "No, I won't let you win. I will defeat your darkness with love and courage." Pinocchio's body began to glow with those words, dispelling the darkness around him. The sorcerer tried to attack Pinocchio with his magic, but Pinocchio's light grew brighter and ultimately reflected the sorcerer's magic at him. The sorcerer screamed, and his body became ash, scattering in the wind. Geppetto was rescued, and he ran to Pinocchio, who embraced him and said, "My son, you did it. Your courage and love have overcome everything." Pinocchio smiled and said, "Dad, I've learned that as long as we maintain kindness and honesty, nothing is impossible." The fairy appeared again, witnessing Pinocchio's growth and change, and she happily turned him into a real boy. Pinocchio and Geppetto returned home, their family filled with love and laughter. Pinocchio learned that even when facing temptation and difficulties, one must remain kind.